Hello, guys. Welcome to the JAV Show. This is Jorge,
And this is Viv.
and this week we got.
Ejazz.
Let's go. We're excited to hear about all your new adventures, but we'll start off with the
Welcome
usual.
back.
We'll start off with
Thank you,
the. How's
It's
your
good to be
week?
back. It's good to be back.
Nice.
All right,
How,
Viv.
how close do I gotta be to the mic? I can't remember. Is this?
I
Or
mean,
is it
so you're the first bar
on
here.
the first one? Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
you'll see it.
Yo. All right. Okay.
All right, Viv. How's your week?
My week has been pretty standard, same old with pretty much everything. I wouldn't say I have any updates except just before I got here, I found out that someone hit and run my car.
Mother.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's like it's on the quarter panel by the driver's side and some pretty bad scratches, but I'd rather it not happen.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's freaking wild.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Other than that, it's been great, pretty normal.
So I'm pretty fortunate because of how old my car is. I think my car gets keyed all the time, and I don't even notice. Like I was like,
my
oh, okay,
God.
whatever.
Yeah.
Because like my car is a 1999,
Yeah.
like RAV4, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like it gets keyed a lot, or it's the same key mark from like whenever someone keyed it once. But I just never care or notice it.
Yeah.
Have you ever keyed a car?
No.
I've never keyed a car.
I just feel like I don't know.
I've
this
never
is-
keyed one either, but
I
feel
kind of
like
want to
I-
know what it feels like. And if you don't care, if someone keys your car.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't want someone specifically. I mean, if I see you do it on the camera, that's a
Yeah.
different story.
What
I
if it's
see.
like key, but it's like JAV?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool actually, because
I
it'll
can do that
rust.
for you.
It'll rust properly into the JV.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Let me do one of the letters.
Yeah.
No, I think for the most part, like at home, my car there's a camera that's like facing my car when I park at home, and I've seen people break in. I've got my catalytic converter stolen before. I have that all on
Yeah,
film.
that's the thing. That's the thing right now.
Yeah.
That's the hottest thing.
Yeah. But I think so sometimes because my car's really narrow, I park in really tight spots, and I feel like that's when people try to key my car. You know, like the person next to me is like, saying I'm an asshole for parking so close, but it's like, dude, there's no other place for me to park, and it's not my fault you parked on the line, kind of thing.
Yep.
So it's like I don't really give a fuck if
Tell
my car
them.
fits, I'm gonna go right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you ever want a JV show
Fuck.
I
should do
word
some-
on your car,
She
I'm so
said-
down to
yeah.
I should
your
do some
car that way.
3D printed.
I've
mods.
also always wanted to like smash a car, you know, like with a baseball bat or a
damn.
sledgehammer.
Oh, damn. I'm sure you can go to the junkyard and do something.
Yeah, it'll happen one day, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like if there's a zombie apocalypse, I would.
First thing you would do is
First-
as long as
there's no like imminent like zombie in front of me, obviously, I would probably go straight for that. Yeah.
just watch a week later. You're like, fuck, that was the only car.
The person's
the person's like, that was my
yeah, the person's like not a
car."
zombie yet. They're like, what the fuck?
What the fuck, man? I have a family.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right.
Also, just on the note of cars, my last car that I had, I bought with like 340 clicks on it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm driving this thing to the grave. Like 3 days after I bought it, I was backing out of my friend's driveway and I backed into a street light,
Oh, God.
and like the left tail light got
Wow.
like smashed in like 3 days after I get my first car. Fucking go.
Brutal. Brutal.
I mean,
But again, I kind of didn't care as much as I would have if it wasn't like I was kind of like I wouldn't want to fuck it up that quickly, but I was kind of like fine if it was to get a little messed up,
Yeah.
you know.
yeah.
So
I mean, better than a new car, right? If that
Yeah, if
happened
it
to
was
a new
brand
car,
new,
that'd
that would be
be.
a little painful.
yeah,
I'd go back to do that, but hey, I picked it up like this, guys.
yeah.
What's going
How'd
on
you guys
here?
miss this?
Yeah. All right. How about you, Ejazz? How's your week going?
The week is going great overall. The last couple days have been tough. The week has been going fantastic. The last little bit, everything's been a roller coaster. This morning I had like an anxiety attack this morning, and
What were you like thinking of that caused that? Or?
it happened because I was thinking of too many things. There's so much on my plate at the
Right.
moment. There's a lot that I'm dealing with.
Right.
And I've been killing it. Like despite that, I've been crushing it. And
Good job.
thank you. There was just like a moment of like a trigger of like, oh wait, am I not crushing it? And then everything started to feel like too much. Like I'm acknowledging there's a lot of things, and I can do what I got to do each day and like take each day as it is. But like in that moment, I just felt like so overwhelmed that I didn't know where to start anymore. So I listened to some good music. I went for a walk. I went to physio today at 2.
Right.
And then I went, so it's in Collingwood, and then there's some like trees over there that are by a soccer field. And I just went like for a walk in the trees, called my dad, talked for a bit. And I listened to this song by Jack Harlow called Tyler Harrow.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty banger. That's
yeah.
a banger for sure.
Because this one time I had like a massive anxiety attack. I think it was last year or at the beginning of this year. And it was like the first time in my life where I actually like grabbed the bull by the horns and I started to control it and like come back to my senses. Which was great. Like it was like I'm learning, like I'm developing the skill.
Yeah.
And one thing I did at that time was that song was like kind of on my playlist at the time. So I put that song on, and the lyrics are very like self-boasting.
Yeah.
So I know all the lyrics, so I just started forcing myself to like rap along to these lyrics of like talking highly of oneself, even though I was like freaking out. My heart was like, and then I just kind of, I had this great realization, like, wow, I can actually like perform a song even when I'm like freaking the fuck out inside.
Realize the strength that you kind of have.
Mm-hmm.
At it. Oh.
Yeah, well, I always had this fear too as a performer that like, what if I have an anxiety attack on stage? Like, what am I gonna do?
Has that happened before? Or?
Not an attack. I've had like anxiety on stage, but not like in that way. But now I know that if that were to happen, I can actually still just like do the performance. I might look a little weird, but that's about it. I can still do it.
You can still go through with it.
Yeah. So
Nice.
it was a pretty empowering day that day. And then so today I thought about that song again. So I put it on and started rapping along.
Nice.
The ones that hate me the most are just like me. You tell me what that means. Make a slick comment. See what that brings. You know, going, yeah.
Dude, you're gonna get us off YouTube, man.
Oh yeah, no, that's it. That's it. Just 2 lines. I think we're good. I think 2 lines is kind of like the max. For that kind of stuff, yeah.
Something like that.
Actually, covers are always allowed. That's technically a cover.
I've been going through it. So I'm trying to make my own voice model.
Oh.
So I can create AI songs with my voice and then use that as covers for our JAV show and shit. But I've kind of slowly I've given up a little bit on that project because I have other projects I'm working on.
No
but
doubt.
yeah, it's cool.
The mustache looks sick, by the way.
It's not on purpose. It's literally here's a schedule I have, guys. I shave every Friday night because I see my girlfriend on Saturday.
Yeah.
That's literally my life. Like I leave it out until Friday night, and then I shave it, and then because I see Joyce on Saturday.
I get the little bit of rowdy Jorge.
Yeah.
Right before you get soft.
She prefers the cleaner shaven. So that's why I do it.
Word.
All right, for me this week, work-wise, nothing new. Workout-wise, nothing new. But I do want to show something pretty cool to you guys. So I think a while ago, I was telling everyone that I got my DNA test from Ancestry way back when. And I want to use that DNA data to actually like look up some cool shit. So I got some free trials of stuff, and they're actually pretty cool. So pretty much what you do is you upload your data, and then they'll tell you like, oh, with this trait, with this genome trait, you're more likely to do this regarding your genetics, right? So one of them is in Nebula Genomics. And there's some weird ones. So there's like appearance and hormones. So like I'm likely to have wet earwax because of my genes.
Okay.
And
is that true?
Well, I mean, they're never dry. I always thought it was normal to have wet earwax.
Okay.
I have an average chance to develop freckles. So again, pretty much what they do is they have the gene and the variants, and through a bunch of other research studies, they can tell like if you are more or less likely. I know some of the studies are flawed. So some of these sites have like ratings for the papers. So they'll like more likely trust this paper than this other paper, or just due to the science of the paper, right? So like hair thickness, I have significantly increased odds of having thick hair. I think I have pretty thick hair.
Yeah.
I have most likely an average serum of testosterone, so that sucked. But there was some cool shit too. There was stuff related to your behavior and stuff. So like, I'm more likely to become addicted to nicotine, which I thought was kind of cool. I was like, I feel like that's a thing because I felt like I never was that against like smoking.
Right.
Like when I tried it, I thought I was like, oh, I see why people do this. It wasn't like, oh, this is so disgusting. I was like, okay, I kind of understand why. Yeah,
sure.
right.
Yeah. Sometimes I ask myself like, should I just be a smoker? Like
Dude,
this shit's hard out here. should I just start?
I've been contemplating
I haven't done it, though.
so long to just buy like nicotine gum and use those because I feel like the nicotine itself has very good effects. It's the rest of the smoke that has really bad effects.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh. That's
yeah, no,
perspective.
there's some like researchers that just chew nicotine gum all day because it helps them, like it literally boosts your mind, like it gives you attention and all that stuff. I have higher odds of disliking cilantro, which is true. I do.
Does it taste like soap?
To me it tastes pretty bad. I'm most likely to experience increased sensitivity to alcohol. So this one was surprising for me because I don't know. I felt like I was always very average compared to other people. But I do hang out with a lot of Asians, so it's not like a good standard to compare myself to.
Right.
For drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You most likely have a faster caffeine metabolism and average daily caffeine consumption habits. So that's surprising for me too because I don't drink coffee at all.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know, like I've never noticed my caffeine metabolism to be any different, right? So this was some of the cool stuff. There's some body and athleticism. So Jimmy legs, you have an increased chance of developing periodic leg movements in sleep, which is 100% true. Like my girlfriend 100% testified to this. It says I'm most likely to be of average height, which I feel like I'm below average. So I don't know about this one.
How are you?
170 centimeters, whatever that is in 5 something. I don't know. I think it's like higher. I thought average male height was like 6 foot or something in Canada.
Like last week, that the average female height is 5'4".
Oh, so you're just a bit above average?
Yeah, I'm 5'6". That's crazy.
I would have guessed that.
5'4" is...
This one I'm happy about. You may have greater than average longevity, so I will live longer. Based on my genes. So guys, again, this is all based on genetics. It doesn't based on like nurturing, right? There's like the nature and the nurture thing, right?
Yeah, of course, right? I mean, it's not really taking into account too that that's like, is that assuming that you are smoking or you're not smoking? That's what I want to know.
Oh, I think it doesn't assume that.
Yeah.
So how I think the studies work is that they're gonna take a bunch of people, grab their genetic data, and then see like who lives longer and shit, and then they'll be like, okay, there's a common variant in all these people who live long, so we think that in this gene, this variant causes you to live longer. Is I assume how they do all these studies. I don't think there's any like real, like, because there's so much in your DNA that's hard to like say like definitively this, right? Muscle volume, I'm most likely to have increased muscle volume. I haven't seen it. So
I mean, last time I was here, I recall saying you're looking pretty huge.
I mean, I was wearing a small shirt, you know, things like that, right? Apparently my genotype has been associated with increased responsiveness to physical training. So that means like my muscle actually adapts to the response. So that's kind of cool. And then, so I also tried this other site. And this one has some really interesting stuff because it has stuff related to do with intelligence, which made me really sad because apparently I have less strong cognitive ability, which is so weird because I felt like that was the strongest part of my brain is my cognitive ability. But they do say in the caveat is like, it depends on how often you're using your cognitive ability, right? So if I'm in a job that I always use it, then it's obviously
it can be
develop
trained,
better, right? But still, I was surprised my potential was so much less, right? Apparently, I have really good memory and reading and spelling ability, which I don't really think so, at least. There's some cool nutrition stuff like carb intake. Frequency of eating fried dishes. I'm likely to have higher consumption frequency of fried dishes, which is true. I'm less likely to smoke, which is kind of weird because this one says I'm most likely to be addicted to smoking, but that could be like
it's all bullshit now. Then
it could be. But all of these are also hidden behind a paywall. So like there's an unlimited one where you can get all your traits for X amount of dollars, and this one also a bunch of it is also hidden, so you only see like X amount of these. But yeah, I thought this was super cool. Like on the nutrition diet, apparently I'm lactose intolerant, which I was like, no fucking way. I drink so much milk.
No,
every
it doesn't
day.
say you are. It says you're likely to be.
Oh, it's true. It is a likelihood. Yeah. So the other cool thing is personality. They tell me if apparently I'm more empathetic, which I don't really believe.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, I think more likely to be is the right phrasing.
True.
Right.
I forgot. Oh yeah, this one. There's I'm less likely to experience loneliness, which is like, okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, you're a bit of a lone. Well, I don't know what lone.
Like I
Are
don't
you a
really
lone
feel lonely.
wolf? But you are. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah.
Like
you can be alone and not feel lonely.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. This is true. I have less likelihood of experiencing loneliness.
That's tight.
This is kind of weird. Fear pain less. I feel like I fear pain in a pretty average amount, but I don't know. Like sometimes I seek the pain though, right? It's like me going to sauna for longer times. Like I want to feel that like extra amount, right?
Yeah. I'm definitely seeking some pain right now. In physio.
Oh, in physio.
Physio. And it's because it's required for a desired outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about. Apparently, I have greater muscular strength, which is cool, but I don't feel like that's true. But yeah, there's a bunch. I feel like before I read, there's like likelihood of getting depressed, and it was like super low for me. I was like, okay, that's.
I think it just means if you hit the gym super hard, then it'll pay off for you better than average.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some really cool shit here, and I just thought I want to share. I was like, this is really cool. I will go through one of the paywalls. I just don't know which one. There's like 3 different sites right now, which I'm debating because all the other sites are like $100+ type of thing, whereas these 3 other sites are like average amount. They're backed by decent enough science, and it's kind of like a fun little project.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me. I did the 23andMe.
Yeah.
And I was going to mention this on the last podcast, but then by the time I was able to remember my password and sign in, we already moved on to like 5 subjects later. And I thought it was pretty cool. Some of the things that I saw in mine, and I have it pulled up now.
Do they have like all these traits, or is it like
yeah,
very
it's pretty
limited,
similar, I would say.
Is it very expansive or is it very limited?
More expansive,
Okay.
probably.
Okay.
You said it was called 23andMe?
Yeah.
Yes, 23andMe.
So for me, I did my own ancestry.
Mm.
And then you take that data and you can upload it to other sites to give you a better evaluation.
That was your input into here.
Yes. Yeah.
What's your input into Ancestry?
Your spit. They give you a vial, you spit in it.
You mail it?
Yeah, and you mail it to them.
Yeah, 23andMe is
I
also
really want to
spit.
do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that down.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, if 23andMe provides some of these traits, it'd be really cool because you could just do it all at once. I really want to do one of these upload ones because the sites, like some of these are very like renowned and they have some like really good science behind it. Whereas I assume 23andMe, they just like pay someone to like do that for them. Like they wouldn't care as much as like these other sites. Because these other sites are like more health related. Like you want to, so like if you were to do 23andMe, they sequence about 0.05% of your DNA. These other sites will do all of it. They'll sequence the whole fucking thing, but it'll cost like $300 to $1,000.
Jeez.
And then they'll find all these other traits that maybe the 0.05% doesn't have, right? But the 0.05% is like the majority. Like I feel like most of our science is around those 0.05%, whereas the rest of it is just we're just not there yet, kind of thing.
Right.
Some of the things that I think is pretty interesting is it says like for motion sickness, more likely to experience motion sickness, and I think that's very true. I think experience motion sickness like all the fucking time.
I have intermediate for that,
Like,
but I feel motion sickness all the time.
So I'm gonna say a couple things, and then you tell me like out of 10 how motion sick. Boat.
Yes.
Like almost every single time.
Okay. Cars.
If I'm on my phone or reading anything, then yes.
Okay. Roller coasters.
No.
That's surprising.
Yeah, for some reason, roller coasters, no, not like never.
How about any other amusement park rides like Drop a Doom? I guess that's not really motion.
No, like Polar Express or something like
Polar
that.
Express.
No,
Yeah.
not Polar Express. Maybe if it spins like a lot, then I might. But usually,
I don't think
no,
it ever.
for
I think
amusement
it
park
always
rides.
spins kind of the same amount.
Yeah. But yeah, for amusement park rides, not so much, but planes, cars, boats,
Planes, yeah.
quite often.
I see.
Yeah.
So can you sleep on planes, or you just kind of feel uncomfortable?
I can sleep easily on planes, but I usually take motion sickness medicine before I go.
Yeah, like pulp of gravel. I mean, the gravel has it makes you drowsy, so it helps too. It helps you pass out.
There was this one time when I was traveling around Europe. For some reason, my motion sickness got so bad that the second I would go on a bus, like the second they would turn on the engine, I would feel so fucking nauseous. it feels so bad.
PTSD there.
Yeah, so bad.
You know the worst is
We're
like
not even moving. Oh my god.
well, that's why it's PTSD, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's mental now. I mean, the worst is when you have motion sickness and you have to shit so bad at the same time.
Sorry,
You're like, dude, I
family.
don't know which hole this is gonna come up.
Yes.
Yeah, it gets pretty bad. But yeah, I was very excited about this. I will go through a paywall and give you guys the experience once I go through one of the paywalls.
Sweet.
I also printed a new stand for the mic, which is pretty cool. Dude, I didn't know that the threads for like so designing threads are a fucking pain in the ass, and I had to design it like 4 times before I got it right.
Yeah.
That's why I have a bunch of random bolts that Viv is playing with. I knew she was gonna play with it as soon as I saw it. I was like, dude, she always fidgets with all my 3D print stuff, so I just left it at her side of the thing too. Yeah.
One thing I did want to say about my 23andMe results that I thought was pretty sick was under the muscle composition part, it said I'm more likely to have elite power athletic
Let's go.
muscles.
Oh,
Let's
do you feel like
Sick.
you
Yeah,
have,
I do.
Oh, let's go. I don't believe you. I don't believe you 1 second.
Oh yeah.
That's Pog.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my week. Cool genome
I'm so
stuff.
curious now what it says for me.
Dude, like I think okay,
But I gotta send in my spit first though.
I was talking to my other friend and we were saying like, dude, this is the best like white elephant gift. So
What does
like
that
you know
mean?
what white elephant is? So if you have a Christmas party, you all like put a gift in the middle and then so I always try to pick my own gift, right? And this was on last week's podcast where my friend Aaron he that's what he did. I was like, dude, that's fucking genius. Like just get that if it's within the budget and then just grab it for yourself. I feel like it's one of those nice gifts for yourself.
Wait, hold on. How are you giving it to yourself?
Okay, so white elephant is like you all put in a gift,
Yeah.
right? And then you all pick gifts in order and you can steal from other people when it gets to your turn and stuff.
Oh.
I think it's called like Chinese Christmas thing or whatever in a different terminology.
You mean so if somebody else gets it, that's nice, but if you can finesse your way to get it back yourself,
yeah,
that's
so
also
like
nice.
so like if it's your turn to pick a gift, you can steal one of the past gifts that are already open, or you can take one from the middle.
Oh, okay, right.
And then one gift can only be stolen X amount of times during the game, right? But I was just saying, like, if it's within that budget, dude, it's such a nice gift for yourself because it's like, I don't know, it's like, yeah, you don't use it, but it's kind of cool information.
I want to know my ancestry. My family is like my family is all over the place. Right, my dad is born in Africa, but they're from like they speak a language called Gujarati, which is from Gujarat in India.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't know. Like my grandpa and then my great grandpa were in Africa, so at some point they immigrated to Africa. I don't know when. I don't know none of that. Like past my great grandpa, basically, I don't know on that side.
Yeah.
And then on my mom's side, we've been trying to do a lot of family uncovering this year. Yeah. Which has been fun. But she's Métis, I'm Métis, so there's a lot left to uncover there.
Yeah.
My mom doesn't know nothing about her French side.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely like eager to see what's up.
Damn, that's cool.
Yeah, they're pretty neat. I feel like they have deals on these things.
Yeah.
Around like Black Friday.
Oh
yeah.
holiday
But I think I
time.
gotta get a squatty potty first, though.
Oh yeah.
Gotta
and
get
a
both.
bidet.
Yeah, no, the bidet just. My roommate Leon just got some bidets.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Bidets for days.
Nice.
Nice.
So
nice.
very excited for clean butthole.
Yeah.
Not to say that it's not regularly clean.
It's not clean if it's not bidet.
It's
It's not
Okay.
bidet.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Yes, thank you. Thank you for saving me there.
When I did my ancestry, I mean, it was kind of expected. Like when I first did it, I was just like, "You're 99% Chinese." I'm like, "Great, thanks."
Thanks. I didn't know.
But then now they actually differentiate between like different parts of China and like Southeast Asia,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool. But before it was just like, "Hey, dude, you're 99.4% Chinese." I'm like, "Great. I'm glad to know." If there was any doubt, it's gone now. But now it's like 83% Chinese and like X amount percent Vietnamese and stuff.
That's
So I was
good.
like, okay, that's more realistic to reality.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, if you click this, what would it do? On your
I am
genome
not
link,
sure.
it says on a scale of 1 to 5, how strong are you?
dude, this is good. If I'm gonna click this, they're gonna like X us out, and I can only click 4 or something like that. If I try to give max, they'll be no one's this strong.
What if it says 5 and it's like that's not in your genes, you liar?
I mean, they use this data to try to like fix these numbers.
Alright, let's fuck up their entire data.
Well, okay, I was just thinking about that too. Like for ancestry stuff, it is kind of weird because the only way they know your ancestry is that they know someone X amount of generations back with similar DNA to compare with yours. That's how they know your ancestry, right? But like, how far back do they go? So, for example, if my great grandparents lived in China, but then my great 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 grandparents actually lived in Mongolia, and my great great grandparents are actually from India or something like that, right? Like, they would only know from one, like an X generation back, right? There's literally at some point they'll be like, "Fuck, we don't know," right? Because like they have to compare to something, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, if we, because like the whole thing is like we all came from Africa and all that stuff, but like when do they start differentiating places, right?
Yeah.
That would be kind of interesting.
Yeah, you got to take it with a couple grains of salt.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like the results that work in my favor, I'm definitely gonna listen to those.
Lean
a
into
little
them.
more. Yeah.
Athleticism, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. 100%. That
Average
one's
height?
true for sure.
I'm probably average height for like Asia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like here, no chance.
Yeah.
That's probably what they meant.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, after all, you're 99.4% Chinese, so.
I was. Now I'm
Makes
83.
sense.
Oh, okay.
What's the other percent?
Now it's Vietnamese because they updated their data. Like they got better data,
Right.
so then they updated.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well,
And
I
then
mean,
next year they update it again. They'll be like, yeah, you're 5% white.
Yeah.
But, what the fuck?
they're gonna update once more. But like, yo, you're 0.064% native. I was like, yes.
Yes! Get those checks!
All right, Ejazz. So what's new with you, dude? We want to hear about everything that's new with you.
I have 2 shows coming up.
Oh, let's go.
One next Friday on the 27th.
Where's
one,
that?
Exciting.
That one's at Soho. Actually, yeah, please look it up because I actually did not look it up. It's on Jasper.
I also want to know.
Yeah, I should know. It's on Jasper. This much I know. But as for where,
Is next Friday? What's next Friday? Next
Jasper,
Friday is the
27th.
27th is.
if it's not even gonna be on their homepage, I'm gonna. No, that's fine. It's not a big deal. Yeah. So the next one is there at Soho on the 27th, and then the following Friday at a place called the Dive Bar on Jasper Ave.
Oh, I've heard of the dive bar.
Also haven't been there yet.
Heard of it.
Yeah. So that's definitely doing some prep for that.
Are you like opening or something, or how does that work?
The second show, yes. The first show is an artist showcase, so no one's really opening for anybody.
Oh, okay.
And the second show is, I'm opening for somebody from Vancouver, I think, named Junk.
Oh.
Certified spitter, definitely got
Nice.
bars. For the show that's upcoming this next week, I'm debuting a song with my bro Tariq, who's also local rapper phenom. And we've grown tight over the last couple years, and helped each other grow in a lot of ways as artists. This is our first track that we have together, and I'm super excited from like we're making history point of view. Like, I truly believe that with this collab, but and that it like we're bros and we're finally get to have this opportunity. But also my verse is just it's so
Nice.
good. I'm so impressed. I'm so proud of myself, even though I'm kind of switching to say impressed more than proud lately. But I'm so excited to debut it in front of people. I'm excited for my set. And then the following set will be at an event called Dis or Daps. I've done it twice already, and it's like the closing one of the year.
Okay.
So I'm excited to shut that shit down.
Oh, nice. What is that like? What is Dis or Dap like? Is that like a rap battle type of thing or what?
It's kind of like that. It's pretty unique in a sense. It's not necessarily a rap battle, but there's a panel of 3 judges.
Okay.
And the first half of the event is like people, whether they're actual like rappers or just randoms, a beat gets dropped and they got to spit their best stuff.
Okay.
And then the judges say Dis or Daps, basically, like, so it's pretty fun, and there's actually a lot of randoms who come and kind of just like turn up, and you wouldn't expect it. And so it's fun for that reason. And then so those are coming up. I'm definitely planning more for that right now. I've been playing a lot of Melee recently because there's a huge tournament in Calgary 2 weekends ago. The biggest tournament in Alberta in the last 4 years.
Oh,
Whoa.
Yeah, it was huge.
Oh, cool.
And
How was it?
epic. It was. I mean,
wait, did you play in it or did you?
I did.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, because I have like my experience as a competitor and my experience as a fan and like attendee.
Yeah.
As a competitor, I've been excited to try and compete more, because I'm always looking for new ways to try and improve my mental game and just like round it out in different areas. And I know that when I was younger, I had a fine relationship with competitive energy. And kind of in my like early 20s, when I started playing CSGO, I started to develop some unhealthy relationships with competitive spirit.
Mm-hmm.
You flamer?
I had a phase. I would say that phase wasn't from CSGO. That phase was from COD 4.
Oh, okay.
What's a flamer?
You flame
When
your
someone
own
gets
teammates.
mad?
Yeah, just
verbally mad at your own teammates a lot, kind of thing.
I would say my phase for that was pretty small.
I see.
But like I wasn't necessarily like shunning that either at the time, you know. But that was a long time ago. But either way, like over some years of kind of just being around, even just being around people like that, has kind of like changed my relationship with competitive spirit, and I want it back. I want it back, and I want that level of like discipline and positivity that I can bring to it while still like being like, sit down, bitch, after I like do something crazy. You know? Like, there's a balance to be found, right? But I ended up bringing my nephew to Calgary, like kind of last minute because it was in Calgary. My mom lives in Calgary, so I was excited for him to come to a Smash tournament. He likes Ultimate, you know, so I was expecting like.
Oh, this one was also Ultimate?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And 2 Smash mods as well.
Oh.
And I was expecting there to be like a big ass projector with Smash Ultimate on it, so he would be excited to see that. It wasn't really quite that big. It was big, but not that big.
Yeah.
But I was kind of like in uncle mode for the first day. I wasn't like where I needed to be for like Melee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then my first match was against last year's ranked 19th in the world.
Damn.
And I was like, oh fuck. Like it was the first day was rough for me. It was honestly hard. And I had to like do a lot of talking to myself and like writing notes and just like it was tough. It was a tough experience. And then and also that was National Truth and Reconciliation Day.
Yeah.
I actually would love to spend that day just reflecting and not trying to compete on some shit. But they planned the tournament for that day. So I was wearing an orange shirt, you know, but that kind of stuff was on my mind and all over social media and stuff too. So I was thinking about it and this and that. The next day, I actually had like a good sleep. I was hydrated. I stretched properly in the morning, both my body and my fingies. And I wore the outfit that I wanted to initially wear, which is the outfit that I wore to the music festival. I'll show you all after. Is probably one of my favorite outfits that I have.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
It's actually it's in my Facebook profile picture.
What is it? Explain it.
Yeah. So when I went to that last music festival, I don't know if I don't remember if that was on the horizon for me last time I met you guys, that I was performing at an upcoming music festival.
Oh wait, which one did you perform at?
It was called Intersect Music Festival.
Viv, do you know this?
No, it's
No, I do not.
small. Like it's their third time doing it. It was in High Prairie. That was amazing, and I definitely did.
Wait, where's?
No, that was it.
Is High Prairie near GP?
Yeah.
Oh, one of the prairies.
I definitely did my damn thing there.
Oh, dang.
Nice.
And I got a lot of positive feedback and totally in my element. And I was happy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good job.
And I'm gonna do it again next year. I like solidify my spot at that festival for next year too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Reoccurring.
That was a whole thing. That's a cool story to tell too. But I'll skip it for now because we're talking about someone else. But I like the energy that I had with that outfit, and I made the outfit at the festival. I had like a muscle shirt on, but I bought this like white and pink kind of like Chinese. I'm very Asian, but I actually don't. I always forget like the different names of the different like clothings, you know.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's not a kimono, I don't think, but it's like
Okay, let's see this picture.
kimono-ish. And then I bought these like big ass genie pants, also from the festival, that could fit like 4 legs in them.
Oh. Wait, is it on your Instagram?
It's also on my Instagram. Yeah.
What's your Instagram thing called?
Whatever that's called. I Raven _XO.
Dude, that sounds like some.
It's as in 3-eyed raven.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
It felt like some emo stuff when I was typing it out.
I mean, I got a little bit of that in me too.
I Raven XO _XO.
My username
Right here.
sounds emo. That second picture.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know what that's called. What is that called?
Oh, yeah, that does look like a kimono.
Yeah, but it's like, is it though, or is it something?
It's a
slightly different?
kimono. It's used
Yeah,
to
yeah. It's a chill mono. And so I wore that on the second day to the tournament, and was totally in my element. And I actually didn't know that I was gonna have games the next day. I lost my first 2 games on the first day.
Right.
But they separated into like the main bracket, and then there's a gold bracket, a silver bracket, and a bronze bracket.
Oh, they just
so
keep
people
dropping
can
it?
still keep playing and like have a.
So you're not
their own
completely
pool.
out after the first day.
Yeah, and like the winner of the silver bracket got like a mug.
Oh, okay,
you know?
that's cool.
But it's still honestly great. Like you get to
Yeah.
play more games. You get to still like not be like, oh, like I'm already out, you know.
Right,
Yeah.
that'd be pretty demotivating.
Yeah, it was actually really nice, and I went on a bronze bracket tear.
Oh, let's go.
Oh.
Yeah,
What's your main again? Mr.
Game
Gamer.
Watch? Game Watch, yeah.
Let's go.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Game
So
Watch.
and like basically what I wanted to do is like set some sort of impression.
Yeah.
And I know I did because I could hear people from time to time talking about Game and Watch behind me.
Oh,
Like,
let's
oh shit,
go.
there's a Game and Watch. I'm like, yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
He's the Game & Watch guy.
Yeah, so that was great. But I kind of had to like, when that was done, switch gears to now focus on music because I got the song we're working on. My EP, obviously, that I'm always kind of working on in the background. And preparing for these shows.
Damn.
So that's kind of coming up.
Wait, okay,
yeah.
so transition us from the last time we were here. Last time we were here, you were about to go to the East Coast to work.
Yeah, I was about to go.
Yeah, like you were literally
Okay.
like days away from
Sick.
leaving.
Yeah.
So tell us the story from there. Also.
I'll have to show you some pictures after too.
All right, cool.
So after that hitch in the East Coast, it was a month long.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped doing that job.
Why is that?
The reason why is there's 3 main reasons why. A, I saw a lane for growth in my I want to say music world, but it's kind of not. It's kind of just Ejazz world because like Smash Bros is included in that too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just in my maybe content creation world, I saw a lane for growth, and I felt like if I see it, I have to take it.
Yeah.
Because this is ultimately the goal, and this job pays very well, but there's no time for anything else. No time at all.
Wait, what's the job again? Can you remind everyone?
It was climbing those cell phone towers
Yes.
and doing shit up there.
Yeah, and fixing it or whatever, or connecting whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
Right?
I enjoyed it in a lot of ways. Like I enjoy being up that high. I enjoy the adrenaline of certain days. Like when I was out east, I went through some of the toughest shit I've ever been in my life. For real. Like it was actually, I mean, it was character building over there. And I'll tell you about that in a second.
Like what tough shit? Like
Whether it's just like being with the same 2 people for 24 hours a day for a month straight, or weather,
yeah,
or just physical like upkeep, because basically, you know, I'd be working 10 to 12-hour days pretty much every day when I was over there, usually 12. You know, you finish, you go sort dinner out somehow, and then I gotta stretch for like an hour, and then I gotta make sure I get 9 hours of sleep. So I can like do my shit good the next day. So it's all consuming, You know, like there's no time for really anything else but focusing on that life.
Did you have to climb up like every day?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That sounds like a chore and a half.
You climb up every day, and there's
How
many
long
times
does it
where you
take to
climb up
climb
multiple times.
Oh.
Yeah.
How long does it take to climb up?
So the last tower that I was at, that we went to like 3 different towers there on that trip, but we were mostly at one for about 3 weeks. The other ones were like small visits. The one that we were at was 350 feet ish, and there's times where it's like something so stupid. It's like, oh, we really needed this wrench, but who fucking forgot the 9/16?
No.
Go back down, go get it.
How long does it take for you to usually?
So when I first started, it would take about 8 breaks, like on my way up for that high of a tower.
Okay.
And by this time, it took me about 4 to 5 breaks, depending on how I was feeling.
Okay.
And I would say the time would be about like, it kind of depended on how urgent I needed to be up there, honestly. But 20 minutes or so, 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if the weather, like that's like weather permitting too. If the weather was tough, like I might take more breaks, or just like climb slower because it's like windy.
Right. And it's like
Yeah.
consistent climbing. That's
Wait,
quite a lot too.
So when you take a break, do you just like tie on to something and just chill?
Yeah. So you kind of like hook up to, so basically when you get to any tower, any site, somebody goes up first with these lanyards that are like hooks on your full body harness.
Yeah.
And you have to do like the manual difficult climbing with carrying like the safety rope up.
Right.
Or the equipment rope. And you set it up there. And now I can use this device called a grillon, which kind of just hooks up directly to this rope. So if I were to fall, it just catches me.
Right.
Yeah.
Then I also have a device. Around my kind of in front of my waist that has a carabiner and then a separate rope with another carabiner that basically you can just hook onto the ladder rungs.
Yeah.
And then your full body harness has like a butt seat, so you just kind of like lean back into the butt seat,
right,
and you can just take a break.
That's nice.
That's cool.
Yeah. So actually, one nice thing about the job is that when you're up there, you're actually not on your feet a lot for a trades job.
Right.
You're not really on your feet. You're often hanging. So it's actually kind of nice that like after work, you're not like, oh fuck, I gotta walk and get some groceries or something.
Yeah.
You know. So it's kind of nice in that regard.
You're like hanging and doing some work at the same time, and then when that's done, you like get up.
But at the same times, hanging can be a bitch sometimes, especially if you get yourself in, like you have to get to this like, because the further you go, you got to make sure you have like a way back up.
Right.
Right. And so that's kind of where like rock climbing has helped me out a lot, because I look for ways to like sneak my way back up and stuff. But sometimes you're like, fuck. It's like you try like 3 times, you can't get up, you're just hanging in there and the wind's swaying and you're just kind of like spinning around. You're like, oh, okay, all right, we got this.
Yeah. Wait, so if you can't get back up, you had to call one of your buddies to like pull you?
Yeah, but then they'll bitch at you, right? Because like, you're fucking idiot. Like,
typical trade stuff. Yeah.
But fortunately for that hitch, it was me and 2 other guys, and one of the other guys is actually like a bro, like one of my close friends.
Oh, nice.
So that helped for sure.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from that guy.
Nice.
I learned a lot. Shout out to Nate one time. But some of the like weather challenges would be like, there's this one day where I had glasses, right? I didn't bring contacts. Because I didn't have money for contacts before I left. So there's this one day. So there's kind of 3 main things you do with this job. You're either building a tower. 4 main things: building a tower, installing stuff, switching stuff, or removing stuff.
Okay.
Right. During the switching part, that is the most like high priority emergency feeling part of the job because when you disconnect something, basically somebody loses their service. Like a certain group of people lose their service for a bit. So Rogers and Telus are like, get that shit done now.
Right.
You know, those are called cutovers, and they never want them to take longer than a day. And it's like a whole ordeal. We got to like make sure everything, like everyone's ready. All right, call them, tell them to come over now. And it's like race, you know, like let's do this shit quick.
Right, that makes sense.
Somebody at this site that I was at, so it was an old site. It was like a 30-year-old site.
Right.
Yeah.
Where somebody who was at this site last, who knows how long ago, with whatever company they worked for, sabotaged this site, which we found out afterwards because they hated their boss. So they purposely mislabeled stuff. They crossed wiring.
Oh, fuck.
They didn't do any cable management. And usually we always have to have one ground guy in the shelter.
Yeah.
To like check like the lights are on up here, lights are on down there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Walkie-talkies never worked. So we're always yelling at each other from that eye.
Fuck.
Is it working? So
shit, you can't even call each other. You're working on a cell tower.
No, we actually can call each other.
Oh, but if you disconnect the service, then you can't, or?
I wasn't with Telus.
Oh, okay. It was Telus.
I guess none of us were with Telus.
Oh, that's perfect. Then you can just call each other.
Yeah. Which we would, but sometimes it's fucking cold too, or like you don't want to. Ideally, walkie-talkie is way better.
Yeah.
But ours were just shit. So, anyways, so we're there to do this cutover, but it didn't, like, the whole tower is a mess. It's actually a nightmare project.
Right.
Complete. And they sent me, somebody with 5 months experience, somebody with 1 year experience, and a foreman that just got hired that we just met. So we don't necessarily have some chemistry established already.
Right.
To do this job. And the cutover, they want to take 1 day, right? We're at like the 2 week mark.
Oh God. People lost service for 2 weeks
because of all the, well, yes and no, because sometimes we're getting spots of service, sometimes we're not. Some wires are like frayed and we have to like fucking travel the whole tower and like look at the wires and see where there's issues. There's a lot to do there. So there's this 1 day where something really needed to be done, and the weather, like, I've never really seen this kind of rain before. It was like icy rain, but not sleet. It was very strange. It was like wet ice. I don't know.
Like very painful rain?
It was a little bit, and it's like windy. It's coming at me sideways, right? Tower's kind of swaying a little bit.
Oh my God, that sounds scary.
And I don't have glasses. Oh, sorry. I don't have contacts. I have glasses.
Yeah, so it's fogging?
And my foreman's like, you got to go up there and do this. I'm like, I don't think I should. I think I'm gonna pass on this one. Like, I think I gotta exercise my right to refuse unsafe work.
Right.
It's like, okay, you can do that, but you'll probably lose your job if you do.
Oh, what the hell?
Isn't that legal?
Yes and no. I feel like it's not. It's like it is. I don't know. I feel like if I can't do what the job requires, and you do have to do some crazy shit like this for the job.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
But so he kind of made me do it, and honestly, it was the only time ever that I was actually scared.
Right.
And the whole way up, I'm climbing, like about halfway. I'm like climbing into the clouds, you know. So it's rainy, it's foggy, it's windy, and now I'm in the clouds. And I'm like, you know, it's just like, that was surreal. It was honestly surreal. I was like, you know, felt like such a novel experience to be in that position. I'm just like up there, strapped to this rope, dealing with all that. And every freaking step I took, I was like, this will be over. This will be over soon. This will be over soon. This will be over soon. Just do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do.
And that must have really tested your willpower.
It did, and I hated it, and I said, I'm fucking quitting after this. But at the same time, I was like, wow, I can fucking do anything.
Yeah.
To go through something that hard.
Yeah. So it's really weird. Hardship in life is really weird, you know, especially when you grow from it. But yeah, so that was so the main reason I left was for music and such, or for my personal endeavors.
Right.
The second reason was some family stuff going on. No, sorry. The second reason, honestly, was my mental health.
Mm-hmm.
My mental health was progressively getting into a worse spot, being in that environment, with around certain types of people. This is not anything at my boy Nate. Nate's my dog. He's always got my back. But the other guy, all day, every day. And like now the things that I don't like about this type of person, to adapt, I'm now seeing them in myself. And then I'm like, I can't. Like, you know, I really like the job in a way and I respect it and I think it's cool and I had some fun times and a lot of, but if I think about if I were to do that for a long ass time, I can see how I would like become as a person.
Yeah.
And while there's plenty of like positives and lessons to take from it, there's some shit that I don't want as a part of me.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So those three reasons kind of, I was like, I think I need to be in this. And I just adopted cats, you know, I just adopt these cats. I don't get to see them.
Yeah. Feels bad. Fur
Felt
babies.
bad. Yeah, I felt bad.
So what are you up to now then? Since then?
So I got a job cleaning windows and cleaning gutters. I hurt my back at work recently, like 2 months ago. I had to go on workers' comp.
What happened?
I was carrying a 32-foot ladder, which is not ideal for a single person. And I did not receive enough training on that, even though I asked. And whatever, I'm just being a little salty. But honestly, I was just holding it upright like this, right? But you hold it at the base, but it goes pretty high.
Yeah.
And then I kind of stumbled my footing a little bit, and like I'm near houses, right? So the ladder started to lean too far one side, and if I like let it go, it'll land on like a house.
Oh my god.
So I like super overcompensate, like to like make sure it doesn't, but then I kind of felt something in the back, like my lower right back.
Yikes.
But I didn't actually like do anything about it immediately. I kept working for a couple days, and then I made it worse. And then one day I just like couldn't fucking sit up anymore. So, long story short, I'm seeing a great physiotherapist right now. I had an absolutely game-changing massage on Wednesday. Wow, I had a fucking amazing massage on Wednesday. It was so good.
Like a deep
Got my
tissue?
ass kicked. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. But these people, they say they do deep tissue, but I never quite get it as deep as it
this
needs
person?
to be. Yeah. So that was awesome.
Wait, have you ever had one that's too deep?
It hurts.
Like I was bruising after.
Oh,
I don't
what the
think so,
hell?
actually.
Like my whole back was like purple after.
I've had one where I was like, I actually
fuck.
feel like you're gonna snap my shit. So can you
Yeah.
not do that?
Yeah.
Stab?
Like snap my
Oh,
my
shit.
like, joints or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I just had one where I was like just my back was so purple
Oh
after.
shit.
I was
Jesus
like, dude,
Christ.
this bitch fucking went ham on me. I was like, she wasn't even using her hand. She was using like a stick or something.
No, I don't think I've ever had one that bad before. But yeah, that was pretty epic. And one thing in regards to the trade stuff, I was actually excited to tell you all about.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. So the other day on Tuesday, I'll drink some water once I say. Oh, we didn't do it. I really wanted to do a shot. I really wanted to do a shot of Henny
Oh.
with everyone.
I mean, we can do it after.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Sure
Oh, no
thing, we can do it.
pressure, no pressure. No pressure.
I mean, Viv's driving me later, I think. We'll see.
If it's in the cards, then yeah, we'll do it. So the other day, on Tuesday, I wake up in the morning and I'm just doing my shit, and my friend Bryant calls me. He's like, "Hey, you did that tower job for a little bit, right? You think you could talk about it for like a half hour?" I was like, "Probably, yeah, probably." He's like, "Okay, well, I got a gig. We need you to talk about it to some kids for like a half hour, and it'll pay like $300-400." And I was like, "Yep,
Damn.
I can do it for sure.
5 an hour for sure.
Yeah, easy." And he's like, "All right, it's in 2 hours." I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, I got this. It's cool. We got this." So I just like quickly thought of some talking points, you know, like I've talked to you guys about it. Actually, that helped, honestly, like in thinking about what I was gonna say to these people because I've gone through it so extensively with y'all.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I was like, what are the main talking points? I kind of wrote them down. And then the rest I kind of left up to improv.
Yeah.
Which ties into like my actual performance mentality as well. I've incorporated a lot more improv into my shows over the last little bit, and that'll be consistent moving forward.
Nice.
So each show, like even if I go on tour, like each show is like special.
Right.
I actually really like that. I feel like when you hear artists go on tour, then it kind of feels like, oh, whether you go to this city or that city, it's just repeat of anything that happens.
Yes.
Or if you watch it online,
Yes.
you know that the performance at this city will be the exact same as this city, and it's kind of disappointing sometimes when you also hear them say the same lines, like, "Oh, like you guys are the best city ever. I'm so happy to be back," and all that stuff. And it's the exact same
you can
lines.
hear it.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
with
pretty
that.
neat. Yeah.
I'm with that. And yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
What inspired that for me is my favorite artist, Red Hot Chili Peppers, because they reunited a couple years ago, right? They have a huge catalog, and they reunited just before, at the beginning of 2022, or a little bit before that, maybe 2021. And you know, Anthony Kiedis, the lead singer, often posts the set lists on the Instagram. He writes it out in his really cool font on a piece of paper, and he posts it. And they're on tour, but the set lists are all different every time. I noticed it.
That's
right?
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm watching these YouTube videos, and they're literally like based. They make the set list like based on their feeling and where they're at. They go through the catalog. What are we feeling? What do we want to put out into the world today? But like I said, the catalog is huge. But if they just go for it, because they're such great musicians, and if they make a little fumble, doesn't matter. They just keep going with the flow. Audience don't care, and they do what Cardi B also taught me to do is like, if you fuck up, you got to act like you meant to do that shit.
Yeah.
And I do that. I try to do that a lot too, and keep that in heart. And they're the same way. It's like when you're improvising, when you're just kind of like coming up with stuff on the fly, whatever happens, and you just kind of keep going with it. And if you own it, nobody's thrown off.
Right.
Both audience and band members alike. So that's who inspired me for that. And I'm very excited to. And I've by the way, I've noticed the benefits in implementing it already.
Wait, what's
yeah.
improv like for you? Like the audience throw out words for you, and you just.
I've never done that yet, but that'd be kind of cool. No, it's kind of more like I will decide my set list kind of pretty close to the time of performance.
Okay.
Like sometimes day of.
Yeah.
The hard part there is like staying ready though, like knowing your whole catalog, being prepared for your whole catalog, and not really deciding much more than that.
I see.
So whatever else happens,
Like
whether it's crowd work or whether it's like, you know what, actually I'm going to do a different song.
Yeah.
You got to stay strapped. You got to keep all your stuff on you.
Wait, how do famous people, do they have a thing that tells them the lyrics the whole time, or how does that work?
What do you mean?
Like if someone has a really big catalog, like Drake, right? And like he doesn't memorize word by word, does he?
Oh yeah.
I think you do.
Yeah.
Oh really? Damn.
I think
that's
you
impressive.
just have someone in your ear telling you like, oh, this is the next chorus. This is when the next bridge starts.
Is that like
Right?
yeah? Because I always see them have a little earphone, but like, do they have a prompter or like a teleprompter or anything?
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, it's time to go. Or like, oh, go to this part of the stage in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Or like, okay, the next
okay.
bridge is coming up in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, that's right.
I think that's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of some of these other artists. Like, I mean, you said Red Hot Chili Pepper, but like Taylor Swift or something. She must have a lot of songs on her tours, right?
She's on a tour right now.
Yeah, and there's like a lot of different music and stuff. And for her to memorize all that, I was like, damn, that's pretty impressive.
I don't know. I mean, I know the lyrics to that many songs in my head already right now. Not all of them are mine, but
I'm
like,
an idiot.
Yeah.
no, it's not that you're an
Fuck,
idiot.
I don't know this.
It's not. It's not that. It's more like we just cared to learn them over time.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
That's true. I guess it is their song. I always thought like there's like either something giving them hints of like, not hints, but like, you know, recognition or some way for them to remember all the lyrics and stuff. But
there could be. I mean, sometimes like if you got a hype man, they kind of serve that purpose sometimes too. They fill in the gaps for you.
I see.
Right.
Or backup singers or
Yeah.
whatever. Also on that same note, another thing that I decided to do recently is to include covers in like, okay, so before I ever started making music, what gave me the confidence that I could do it is how often I killed other people's songs, like in the shower or in the car or whatever it is, or at karaoke. You know what I mean? Like, I know, I love music so much. I know so many other songs, and I always used to say to myself, oh, I wish I could just get paid for like just singing other people's songs. I love their songs so much. I wish I could just do that.
Sick.
But now that I'm older and I know a bit more about the music industry and such, you can do covers live. Like, there ain't no legality issues behind that ever.
Oh,
It's pretty much always totally fine.
Oh yeah.
And nobody covers rap. Nobody does that. Only singing songs do people ever cover.
That's so true. I don't think
wait, is there a reason for that? Is it like disrespectful or anything, or what?
people just.
I pondered that for a while, right? I think there's a reason, but I pondered, is that disrespectful? Like, why? What is it, right?
Yeah, like why people don't cover that stuff. I mean,
My initial thought would be that people would think that you can't do it as well as the artist.
Right. But
Yeah.
I can prove that I can now, so I'm not
Oh.
worried about that anymore.
mm,
And here's the thing too, like, I think with rapping in particular, yeah, sure, in other genres you might write your own lyrics and you value them and this and that, but in rap there's like, you're not just an artist, you're also an MC.
okay.
And I feel, or I don't know if I'm phrasing it the best way, but basically there's like a certain level of pride with the words that you're spewing, right?
Yeah.
Someone else's words, their words, these are your words. I think that's probably what it stems from. But fuck it. I feel like, so I'm gonna do a cover at my next show of a rap song.
Oh, nice.
I have
Ooh.
tickets for y'all. If you're free, I won't tell you what song it is. You'll see if you come.
All right.
Oh shit, where is it?
The first one there is at Soho.
Oh,
I got
next
tickets in my
next
backpack.
Friday.
Yes.
Oh,
Give them tickets.
after the Potter. Depends what time it is.
Yeah, I'm on late. I'm on like 10.
Right, my only plan is always the Potter on Fridays.
Yeah. Potter Fridays.
Nice. That sounds like not a podcast thing, but like a Harry Potter like fan club.
Friday Potter get-togethers.
Yeah. Anyways, I think, what was I talking? Oh yeah, I was talking about the speech thing. So I went to, I said sure, thought up some stuff. I put on my Carhartt hoodie that smelled like campfire and it had like paint all over it. Which was funny because I think they expected me to like show up in like a dress shirt. But I was like, I'm gonna show up exactly what you look like.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not with paint on your shirt per se,
Trades.
but yeah,
Yeah.
like, even smelling like it.
Yeah.
I want these kids to know. I want to keep it real.
Yeah.
You know. So, I absolutely crushed it.
Nice.
I absolutely did such a good job, and like the whole time, my friend in the back was like just so happy that I was doing good. He's smiling, giving me thumbs up. His boss is impressed. They said they'll keep me on like the backups for any openings, because that happened because one of the speakers bailed last second,
Right.
so he needed somebody to fill. And so, I mean, that was really honestly amazing.
That's awesome.
I always thought I would speak publicly like to kids as an artist first. I never thought I would be representing the trades.
You
Like,
just dropped the bar on them.
I thought about it, but maybe
Rap
next
about
time.
the trades.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Make a
Next time.
Make a
Next time.
work trades friendly rap that you can spew that out.
It would be somewhat dishonest though.
True.
If it was kid friendly and trades friendly.
That's true. That's
Trades
true.
are not kid friendly.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Right.
Well, I don't know if that's entirely true, but whatever. But yeah, that was just such a cool experience that happened just the other day.
Nice.
And it really made me like, didn't know it was going to happen that day. 3 hours go by and I just like give myself a pound on the shoulder. Like, that was really awesome, Ejazz. Like, good job.
That's
Sick.
nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's inspiring.
So many
Even though,
opportunities.
yeah, I don't think I'd ever want to do that, but that's inspiring.
$400? $400.
I mean, yeah, I guess the random kids. I've always like my little cousin's going to engineering now, and I kept like, I don't know. I felt like I had to approach her differently. I was like, I can't just be like, yeah, engineering's great and stuff. I'd be like, no. There's some tough shit you have to go through, but you got to get through it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You got to keep it real, but like in a digestible way for children.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna say to the kids that like I thought this guy was gonna stab me one time. But
gosh.
But you know, kind of like I did say how when I first started the job and I was climbing this tower that was 350 feet in like minus 27, and there's like hoarfrost. I don't know what hoarfrost is. I just said frost, but it's hoarfrost on the ladder rungs.
Wait, what's a hoarfrost?
Hoarfrost? Hoarfrost?
That's what it's called, but it's kind of like Horlac, you know, that same spelling.
Oh, I see.
Like HEWR?
I think so. HAWRE frost, I'm pretty sure is how it is. Maybe I'm not spelling it right.
Hawk frost? No.
No.
All right, let me try the way I thought.
Okay. Is that
hoarfrost?
Okay.
I mean, you're not wrong with the pronunciation. Hoarfrost is a type of feathery frost that forms as a result of specific climatic conditions. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Beautiful. Hoarfrost is beautiful.
Yeah.
You go to images. I want to see what.
Let me type it in first. You don't see a bunch of ice fucking hose.
I'm not opposed to that either, though.
Oh yeah, it's the stuff that you see on the side of the fence. Yeah. I've seen these.
Oh,
yeah, they're very, very beautiful.
So
it's like if it gets very humid and it gets cold at the same time.
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah,
because you need that moisture in the air for it.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, you were saying.
I'm climbing up, and like this is my first time climbing a tower that high. I don't have the conditioning yet either, so I'm like getting tired quick. And like when you climb ladders up or down, you don't look up or you don't look down. You look straight ahead. Because that's actually not so much for the mental, but it's more like for actual efficient movement. Like this is the posture, or down. But if you look down, you're like you're fucking roasted up. You look up, you're reaching too much, right? You have to have like equal leg and arm action.
Okay. That makes sense.
So and that adds up. Like if you do it wrong, it adds up. You tire out really quick. So anyways, I didn't know all that at the beginning, and I'm kind of nervous. I'm tired. It's like cold. There's hoarfrost. And I like take a break a little too quick, and my boss is like, "Hurry up, Ejazz, we got some work to do." I did tell the kids that he said that. I minused the cusses.
Oh yeah.
And and that stuff. But you know, I kind of like gave him a hint that it's like tough, you know. So, yeah.
I mean, usually in school, I feel like it's less advertised, the trades and stuff, especially how tough it is. You know?
For sure.
They always think about like firefighters and stuff, but they don't think about other stuff.
Right. Yeah.
There's a lot of things that get honestly just overlooked towards kids in the general education system, like taxes or whatever.
Oh yeah, the whole thing.
There's a lot but that's one example. But whatever it is, right? Whether it's trades, like there's obviously a specific focus, that kind of stuff. So I thought I was actually a pretty good person to like give the speech on trades, because honestly, like if you have a good crew, it was awesome. There's one time I had an absolutely epic crew, and I was like, I actually could see myself doing this with this crew for like a long time, because none of them cared to like drink much, like once in a while.
Right.
All of them loved going to the gym like a couple times a week. And were like fit, and they were funny, they were nice, friendly, like they cared about other people. And one of them was already a previous friend too, actually an old roommate.
Nice.
It's, you know, you can't expect that though. You can't expect having that kind of crew, and you can't really even ask for it until you kind of prove yourself.
I mean, I feel like everyone's had this feeling where you work with a group of people. Like, we've all had school projects, and there's ones that's killed it, and ones that's like, oh, this is complete fucking disaster. No one's doing anything.
Yeah. So because I know that there is some light there if you find the right people, like I'm actually happy to encourage kids to do it if they're interested. They just got to be wary about what else might come.
Right.
I feel like that's the hardest part nowadays. For me, okay, one, I feel like at work, I just can't connect with people as well. I don't know why. It's like I don't care about you, like kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I have the mentality too much.
Yeah.
It's really weird. It's not right. Like it's not the right mentality. But it's kind of like you go in and you're like, I have a lot of people I like. I don't need any more, so I'm just gonna do my job and leave. Right. But I feel like if I did make some new friends and like connect with them, it would make the job easier. But then it'll also make me commit more time to hang out with these other people. But I'm already like, I already feel like, you know what? I like my spare time where I hang out with my friends already. I don't want to like create another group that I have to do this with.
What aspect of it would make the job easier?
I've had worked with people I really liked before, and it just makes just the work better.
Yeah.
Like, so one, it makes the time go by faster. Just because, say, between doing work, you like chat a bit, and it's pretty fun. But also, I feel like when you do like the people you work with, you have higher expectation for yourself because you're like, okay, we're part of a team, and I don't want to like hold this team back, right?
Yeah.
Like, I want to do not just my bit, but if anyone needs help, I want to do their bit and help them and try to push this team forward.
Yeah.
Whereas like when I'm in, let's say, my current mentality, I just be like, no, this is my scope, and I'm gonna do my scope, and I'm not doing more than my scope than whatever it is, right? But I feel like, I don't know, like for sure, a lot of trades is like that. Like, hey, this is our scope. We're only gonna do this. We're not gonna do more, right? But I've also worked with a lot of trades guys where it's like they'll do above and beyond. You're like, shit, these are the guys I want to work with like for a long time.
Yeah.
Right. Like these are the guys that if I have another job next, I'm gonna hire them. Like not because of price, not because of whatever, just because these guys know what they're doing and they're willing to go the next step up, right? But they wouldn't be willing to do that if they didn't. I feel like normally people won't be willing to do that unless they have some other skin in the game other than just money, right? And other skin could be like, oh, I actually like these guys. I don't want to like disappoint them, so I'm gonna go above and beyond.
I don't think you necessarily have to like hang out with them after work all the time though, just to like be friendly with them at work, you know. I feel like I have a lot of friends, but I even like people that are close to me, like it's not like I really see everyone all the time, right?
Right.
But it doesn't mean I'm not friendly with them or that I don't care about them or have a stake in their success or whatever.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like at my job, it's always like we're all at our desk, and then it's like, oh, let's go set up a social event, and that social event's gonna be like on a Saturday.
You can't chop it up at work though, like ever.
Well, I mean, I could.
I
mean, I just feel like it's so fucking awkward with all these engineers trying to talk to each other. It's just like, man,
yeah,
let's just do our job, guys.
Just gotta be like, you guys ever watch like slow burn movies? It's just
I fucking hate those, man.
Yeah.
But no, it's I don't know. I also feel like a part of it is like a part of it for me feels like it's too professional. So at my job, yeah. Just because, well, it's an office job and it's like everyone's engineering shit. And, you know, I always like to talk smack. So that's why I went back when I was working construction. It was great because all the trades guys always try to talk smack to me, right? So it's like, all right, sweet. Like, this is cool. I'll just say whatever I want when I'm with you guys, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like the office is like, fuck, I can't talk about, you know, these gender non-neutral stuff and all these other like minefield topics that I can't talk about. So like I feel like we only end up talking about like what, sports, weather, you know, what are you doing this weekend? And I feel like there's no real substance to what we actually talk about.
Right.
But I guess it also depends on the team. Like I think the team I work with is like a lot older than me too. So it's a bit harder.
There's a chance that you kind of just work with some generally uninteresting people as well.
Dude, engineers, dude, they're so fucking boring. I'm telling you guys.
I feel the same with my office. I don't really like click with anyone. Like I talk to people like friendly, but I think everything's just kept professional and surface level.
Right.
Like I had some. There's these two girls that always eat lunch together with like another girl, and sometimes one of my other coworkers eats lunch with them too, and they always laugh and take like a long time. And this one time they're like, hey, Vivian, you want to come sit with us and have lunch? And I was like, maybe next time. And they kept inviting me like every day. But I'd be like, maybe next time. And I just walk into my office and close the door. I'm like, guys, I really like doing my own shit at lunch and spending my own time.
I respect that.
Yeah.
It's good that you have boundaries.
There was also, there's a group at my place too that they always eat lunch together. And then, I mean, a bunch of them got, not fired, but like, a bunch of them got like into different projects and laid off in different like sites, like different floor in the office and stuff. And then they just stopped eating lunch together. But yeah, they'd always ask me. And the one thing I was really interested in was playing cards. So I was like, yo, if you guys play cards, I'm
You mean like 52 cards or like Yu-Gi-Oh?
Like big two, or yeah, like 52 cards, like whatever, right? But I think they seem to be more like, we just want to like sit around and chat with each other about random stuff. And I was just like, I don't know, man. It just seems like all the conversations I ever have with you guys are so fucking boring for me. So I was like, I can't do it, guys. I'm sorry. So now, like when I do go to work, like this whole month I've been working from home.
Maybe they just need somebody to tell them that.
I think they do, but I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty much right now, every lunchtime I just go to the gym instead. I'm like, fuck it. I can't stay here. I'm just gonna go to the gym.
That's pretty lit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like at some of my old offices, that's what we do. We like play cards at lunch, and I was like, that was really fun. But yeah, that's what I enjoyed most. Or like my last job was great because we were always busy, but we were always like in the fire, if that makes sense. Like we were always busy and we were trying to get shit done, and we're always complaining about other stuff. So it was like a bit of camaraderie that kind of forms. It's like, oh yeah, you know, we all hate this project, but it's okay. We'll all have to work through it.
Yeah, that is nice. Get that.
It's like a unified goal, right? Like at work, the unified goal is to like get this job done, right? But when the unified goal is just to get this job done and there's no challenges and it's just like it's not difficult or anything, I feel like you just bond less. And like there's less like you feel less for it. So like when I work on these like oil and gas consulting projects, it's like, well, all I'm doing is just making money for the oil and gas companies, right? Like you don't feel for it. Whereas when you work for like a construction project and there's tradespeople and you work with them directly and you're talking to them all the time and you see them physically doing the work, you're like, it just feels like you connect more of like, I actually want to succeed because these guys are literally suffering to like finish this stuff or like working hard to like finish this stuff. Right?
Yeah.
But when you do like a consulting like office job, you're just like, man, I don't know. It just you don't connect as well with it with the job. So then, like, the most difficult thing we do is just asking for more money. That's literally all we do, right? It's like, oh, we can't do this. It's not part of our scope. Change order that. And then I was like, well, there's no like difficulty to that, right? There's no, I don't know. It's weird to kind of explain. There's no like bonding within the team. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely grateful for my time in the trades.
Yeah.
For a new level of human connection.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Do you guys like Magic: The Gathering?
Well, are you really into it?
I wouldn't say really into it, but like kind of into it. Yeah.
Ooh, what got you into that, or have you always been into that?
Well, hold on. Are you guys into Magic?
I mean, no, I don't.
I've heard of Magic: The Gathering, but I have no idea what it is. Is it a game?
It's a game. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh, but Magic.
Oh,
but doper.
it's a card game. It's
Yeah,
a really
Shots
popular card game. That's like way more popular than Pokemon and all that stuff. Right?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
Pokemon's pretty
I remember.
low tier card game.
Yeah.
It's a more
yeah.
feels more of a collectible tier than a card game tier.
It is, but I think that they are trying to lean more into the playing side a bit more.
I see.
But basically, I think the bottom line for that is that Pokemon has too many coin flips. Like literally,
Yeah.
flip a coin. If heads, you do this. If not, you don't.
Yeah.
That kind of just like takes away competitive edge.
Too much RNG with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't need to talk about Magic too much. But one thing that happened in Magic, there's the basic kind of premise is that there's 5 colors, and they represent kind of like different philosophies, ideologies, things like that, and you can kind of build decks around the different colors.
Yeah.
But it's really deep. It's probably like the deepest game ever.
Probably really popular for that reason, right? Really
yeah,
well created.
yeah, super well created. And I was watching this video the other day, like an hour-long video of the philosophies of the different colors, and it kind of gave me like an existential crisis for a few days because it was so deep.
Oh.
It's like so deep on how it resonates, how it can be reflected within like different types of humans. Like some people that are traditional, some people that are forward thinkers, some people that are really ego based, some people that are like nature, like hippies, religion, order, like, and the video explained really well, as do the actual colors themselves, like the merits to each way of thinking.
Oh.
So are the decks like based on what you're into?
They don't have to be, but they can be. And the one that I just built, I did take that approach. But I think people often will take just like a gameplay perspective. What cards are good, what cards aren't good.
Yeah, that's usually how I treat the card games and
but
stuff.
I think like maybe the spirit of the devs is to like, have that extra bit. Because you as a Magic player, like, there's actually a bit of a lore that happens when you start playing a game. Like, There's a type of card and a type of being in the game called a planeswalker.
Okay.
And like basically when you play one of those cards, like they exist as like a second, like an additional player in a sense. Like you can attack these cards as well as attack.
Okay. Yeah.
So you yourself are a planeswalker when you play Magic, and this is your spell book. And you cast spells, right?
Okay.
So basically I never really took that approach, but now after watching that video, I got excited to like solidify my existing deck, but with keeping in like the philosophies in mind.
I see.
And like trying to actually like embody the like persona of the philosophy that I'm building.
Dude, that sounds super spiritual.
It was
Very.
a lot.
Wait, is
Yeah,
magic hard to learn? Is it like
I would say it's more harder to. I would say like it's more harder to be. It's harder to be an intermediate than it is to just figure out like the general.
Oh,
rule.
I see.
Like the general gameplay is probably easy enough to understand.
I see.
But there's just so much.
Yeah.
After that, there's just so much within that.
Yeah. No, because I've always thought about, because that's cool, like game design and stuff like that. Like I don't want to design a game, but I've always like to theory craft and think about that stuff. And like that would be very important, because if you want people to join, you can't have too harsh of a gap at the beginning. So like to learn the game must be easy enough, but then to progress has to be difficult, because that's how you get people hooked, right?
Mm-hmm.
First you get people hooked by making the game very easy to learn, but then you make it so hard to progress from like level, say 10 is max level 1's beginning.
Mm-hmm.
To get from level 3 to 6 might be like the hardest thing in the world.
Yeah.
But to get from level 1 to 3 is like relatively
I
easy.
actually think that's kind of it, to be honest, because I do think actually after that middle chunk, it does now get easier to fill in the remainder.
Well, yeah, because after say like level 6, then there's optimal strategies. Like there's like, say there's 1,000 different strategies, but there's like 5 that are like the best late game strategies, and another 5 that's the best mid game strategies or whatever. And then you would go between those 10, say like solidified strats, right? And then usually the only way those strats change is if the meta change because the devs make new cards, or if they change something else with the game. I mean, I always like to think about that stuff because it's really cool. It's like game theory. Well, so game theory is one thing because that's a different theory, but the theory of designing games, I was like, oh, that's something I've always been very interested in, because I like to play a lot of video games. And I've always seen this like progression and cap and all these things, and it's nice, like, because if you make it way too hard at the beginning, just no one will ever play it, kind of thing, right? So
that's Melee's problem.
It's a lot of games problem sometimes.
My cousin is trying to design a card game that he wants to actually like take off one day,
like Kickstarter type of thing.
Yeah.
So
Magic is a really good game to like know the ins and out of, to see like what constitutes a really fucking good card game. Yeah. But I thought I'd just bring that up because it was recent, and like
what's the thing you're trying to embody? What's your deck?
So
all right, spit it out.
Well,
Let's go.
I would say the deck is not necessarily what I'm trying to embody IRL.
Oh.
The deck is Blue in that game is like somebody who's like a forward thinker, science, logic. Let's push the boundaries of knowledge.
Right.
That is very much so me, for sure.
Okay.
But Blue's not very emotional. I'm super emotional.
Right.
Actually, I'm all of the colors in some way or another. So that's kind of why I had this crisis.
But
But in Magic, there is a 6. There is colorless.
Shit.
And I was like, damn, am I colorless?
I mean, what does that mean? What would colorless mean? What does it mean
It can mean a couple different things. Some of the colorless beings are like these just random ass beings that exist in the universe that have absolutely no purpose. They just do.
Yeah. That's like...
some of them are like robots that are given instructions to do stuff.
That sounds like AI. Like when you said colorless and you had that first description, I feel like that's AI. That's like...
But for me, I think I have my own unique take on colorless. I think I might be colorless, but what I use to bind each of the colors together is respect.
Okay. Okay. I don't quite understand it because I don't understand all the other colors. I'm still figuring it out too. What's some other colors? I kind of want to figure out. I think I'm a blue, but what's some other colors out there?
Red is like emotion, passion, present, focusing on the present.
Okay.
And actually I learned a really interesting term from this video called state zero, which is kind of like the state of acting without hesitation, like completely like on impulse.
Right. It's like really primal.
Yeah. And I actually feel like I've been chasing state 0 for like a long time, even though I'm somebody who's forward thinking and this and that.
Wait, why would you? Are you chasing state 0 because you feel like you lack the confidence to just do whatever that comes up, or?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
I want to like live in the moment and say how I feel and just be.
Dude, that's. I mean, I do it, but not like, just like when I say stuff. Like sometimes I don't actually think. I just like say whatever's on top of my mind, right? Yeah. But I feel like to actually be in that state is so hard because like
for sure
you're always thinking, right?
Yeah, and I think for me, I try to like establish through all of this other deep thinking like enough values of mine that I can feel more comfortable over time. Just having those be the core and acting impulsively. And also it's really healthy for me to be in state 0, hence the adding improv elements to my show and stuff.
Yeah.
Because the present moment, it's just like if I'm always thinking about the future, it's like, what's the point? You know?
That's true. I mean, sometimes it sucks. Like sometimes I say some like completely offensive things.
Yeah, it happens. It does happen. That's the sad part. Sometimes you say things that not exactly how you wanted to say them, and you don't get to have that moment back.
Yeah,
that does suck. But at the same time, there's value to like knowing that you tried or like learning from mistakes.
Yeah.
Right. I think the tough part is when you know that almost you don't even agree with what you just said, but you didn't have enough time to like filter your process and values and stuff before the thing was spit out.
So you had to like backtrack a fuck ton?
But yeah, but if you, let's say you said it like on like a podium in front of a bunch of people, you don't have that chance, right? Like that's the tough part about state 0, because no one's perfect.
Yeah.
And sometimes you say things that you straight up don't even agree with, but it just like, it just happens, you know?
You're in that trance of like just saying things and it just pops up.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you have to like convince everyone that Nazis aren't bad or something like that.
Yeah, pretty much, right?
I see. I feel it.
So that's red. Green is like tradition, nature, down for change, but like slow.
Okay.
And
evolution
and like,
type of thing.
Well, no, you could argue that AI and cyborgism is evolution as well. But like, it's more so just like, the way I kind of take it is like the human, this like change in like technology over the last few years, right? Since millennials has been so drastic and rapid. Like I think it was faster than we are able to healthily adapt.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right. 100%. So green would say, we're not going that fast.
Oh, I see.
And we're gonna like how could we argue with Mother Earth, like with what Mother Earth says and does, like the universe provided this for us, kind of thing like that, right? Yeah. White is like religion, laws, and like soldiers.
Okay.
I don't know, things
Templars,
like that.
Yeah,
things like that. Black is like ego, like pure self desire, like I want to do what I want to do, and I don't like everyone else doesn't matter. Like, yeah.
I mean, I feel like all of them isn't everybody, I guess. But yeah, there's probably a main color.
That's the crazy part. That's the crazy part.
Was that magic?
Holy shit! I didn't know. I liked this game for like 3 years. I didn't even know it was this deep until now.
You found the lore of it. I mean, lores of a lot of games are pretty cool, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of good lore. Good loregasm when you get those games.
That's a good word.
Good old loregasm.
I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, I mean, wait, what was it? I think you kept telling me to watch the League of Legends show.
Arcane?
I feel like we may have talked about that last time I was here.
Arcane's really
I haven't watched
good.
it yet. You guys keep telling me it's good. I should.
Oh yeah, is the second season coming out?
Arcane lol. TV series.
I think
this is just season 1.
I think add season 2 to your search.
Number of seasons. Number of seasons 1.
Yeah, there's only one, but
season 2 premiere, potential release date. I don't know about this, man. When they say that, I feel like it's just upset after upset. When will it air? Okay.
2024.
Until at least 2024. Yeah. It ain't happening.
It's really good though.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of shows, you guys watch Gen V? You guys watch The Boys?
Wait, are those two different shows?
The Boys.
I watched The Boys. It
I've
was
heard
kind
The
of hard
Boys
for me
is
to
really
get into
good,
the
but I
second
haven't seen it.
season.
The Gen
the
V is not
second
the
season?
second season. I mean,
For The Boys.
Oh wow, they're both right
it's
there.
a sub series, Gen V. It's like it's in the same universe.
Oh.
Wait, so do you watch The Boys?
No,
Oh.
I don't have Prime.
Okay, so The Boys is like superheroes, but if it was real. Like
Oh.
corrupt people
Yeah.
and like fucking and killing and like murder and stealing and all that shit. Right? So The Boys is like real superhero. And then Gen V is one of their sub series of the same universe. It's just
Why
like
is it called The Boys then?
it's just The Boys.
They're the boys.
The fucking boys, you know? Yeah, and then Gen V just came out. It's still going on weekly and it's pretty good. I like that so far. So these are pretty good shows.
I just binged Ted Lasso. Have y'all heard of that?
Yeah, I heard of
I've
that.
heard of it.
Absolutely brilliant.
Dude,
So good.
how do you guys? I don't know. I just feel like I can't binge any comedy stuff or any.
This was different. This was a bit. So I don't binge things too often, but these days at least. But
Right.
well, my dad binged Game of Thrones when I pretty much asked. I didn't ask him to binge it.
That's a good one to binge though.
Yeah, I didn't ask him to binge it, but I asked him to watch it because I said we would connect more. Like,
No.
honestly, not I phrase it more eloquently than that, but I
Right.
was like, the show's super good, and I feel like I've actually taken a lot from it and like put it into
But-
my life. So
So like sitcoms, I feel like are hard to binge though, because I feel like the story doesn't get you as much, right?
I'm
They
not really a
just-
sitcom guy anymore. Honestly, I
Wait,
tried watching
wait,
it this
is-
morning. And I heard a laugh track, and I was like, I'm not about it.
Is Ted Lasso a sitcom or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's but my dad recommended the show to me. He said he
I
loved
see.
it, so I was like,
I see.
I'll binge it because, it'd just be a nice way to connect with my dad. And then holy crap, did it ever just like speak? Not only did it kind of speak to my heart, but to be honest, like without spoiling anything really too much, there's like a certain type of sports fan that I don't really resonate with. And I think you see a lot of them amongst Oilers fans.
Oh, just the haters.
Not quite haters, but people who don't look at athletes as people,
Oh, I see.
as humans.
Yeah.
Like that part of it always really irked me. Like, I get that they're being paid and it's entertainment at the end of the day, and you develop loyalty and affinity for your team or whatever, and you have an invested stake in their success. I understand all that. But like some people just take it way too far, and
They act like they're some sort of
Like
god.
yeah, and like if something doesn't work out, they're like, "Oh, how could they do this to us?" Versus like, how do they feel about this?
Right.
Like Ted Lasso is really good at showing the other side, and I think every fucking sports fan, especially those people, need to watch this show. But like Oilers lost, their first game of the season against the Canucks, they lost 8-1, right?
Fucking two of their 3 games.
Yeah, okay, but the second game against the Canucks was damn good hockey. But
Oh, sorry,
but
3 of the
these
4.
fans don't care about that. They just care about the final score.
Yeah.
Nobody cares that it was like a hard fought battle, and the Canucks were actually like playing out of their mind for how badly they sucked last year.
Yeah.
Great game. Good effort on both sides. Props to the Canucks, right?
Yeah.
But people are like, wow, how could they lose twice to the Canucks in a row? This sucks so much for me. It's like, or when they lost 8-1, right? Nobody was like, I wonder how everyone's feeling. I wonder what the locker room like meetup was like before the game started. Nobody asked these questions.
But would
That's my
it
point.
get too overwhelming? Because it's like you'll have those questions all the time, kind of thing, right?
It's just kind of about keeping yourself in check and humanizing the players, right? You don't need to ask yourself every single.
True.
You can't know everything about everybody.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of like you see that certain people are trying, or if they're playing off, right?
right.
They take it as like a personal offense versus like, I wonder if they're all right.
I see.
You know?
Well, okay. So how I feel like is that okay. So I'm no big fan. So I always tell myself I'm not an Oilers fan. I'm a hockey fan. I just want to see good hockey. I don't really care if it's Oilers, if it's Calgary, if it's whoever.
I'm
right?
similar.
But at the same time, I also see the business side of it. It's like it's entertainment.
Yeah.
So like when a team that you're truly a fan of is getting shit on, it's not entertaining for them, right?
Yeah, I didn't watch the Oilers when they sucked ass. Honestly, I didn't.
Yeah. So then it would I kind of get a part of them too being like very offended by it because they're like, because for us, or not for us, but for the Oilers management group, like they have to make their team competitive all the time because they have to entertain the city, right? Like that's the whole end goal for it, right? So for them, it's like, okay, we have to make it competitive, and we're gonna get shit on, and this is our motivation to keep making us competitive. Is technically the fans too. So I feel like they need the negative feedback also.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
but none of these people know what it's like to actually like try and like fucking kick a soccer ball.
True. I do hate the backseat playing. Like
that's all it comes down to. It's not just sports. It's basically like anything. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's basically anything. But I see it a lot in sports. But it's like you understand something more once you actually try to do it yourself to any sort of degree.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you have more respect for what the other person does because you're like, holy shit, this is like.
Especially at that high level.
Yeah, especially at a high level. So it's like, you see this hockey player get absolutely fucking crushed in the boards. You have like some moment of like, oh, are they okay?
Yeah.
But then you forget about it. You goldfish it like 5 seconds later and you expect them to play the exact same. Some people are like that.
Yeah.
It's like they might carry whatever just happened to them in that moment for the next 4 or 5 games. It fucking hurt.
Yeah.
But nobody thinks about that kind of stuff.
I mean, it's tough.
It is tough.
It's a business built off entertainment, right? So
I just think that there's a balance to be found, and it's not found yet. I don't think that side of it should get neglected. Obviously, they don't neglect it in that show either. But it's just like, they're people.
I feel like
show them some love. Maybe they'll do better if you show them some love instead of some hate.
Yeah, that's definitely the worst part about Oilers fans. I feel like
they're not even real fans. Sorry, I'm gonna rant really quick. They're not even. Those people aren't real fans, and to me, they're not even really hockey fans. They treat going to an Oilers, these people with like money, they treat going to an Oilers game like an outing. And I feel like I'm using this example, but it's not exclusive to Drake. But it's like how everybody at a Drake show is not necessarily a hip hop fan. Some people with money just treat it like going to the club for the night.
Oh, that makes sense.
A lot of people at Drake shows are like that, right? They're not for the culture like that.
Yeah.
And same with the Oilers now that they're popping, now that they got McDavid and this and that, right? Like it's like oh, I have the money to like take my date here because it's like a thing to do, or whatever. But it's like not all the people have the right, like I don't know about the right, but you know what I mean.
I mean, I do and I don't. It's like I feel like a bit of it would be too much gatekeeping, right? It's like
no, I'm not saying that they shouldn't be allowed to do it.
Right.
I'm just saying like there's certain people that just aren't fans of like really hockey or the Oilers.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I just see it like ran as a business sometimes too. So like if I was Oilers Entertainment Group and you're willing to buy tickets for this stuff, I'd be like, all right, and you're a fan. Mm-hmm. If you're willing to spend money on this, then yeah, you can call yourself a fan as much as you want, kind of thing.
They're not a fan.
But yeah,
they're a consumer.
Yeah, true. For sure, they're a consumer. But I don't know. I just feel like it's so tough if you want to go to the human side of all of it, right? At some point, it has to be very like it must be hard for them to like.
It's the other way
players.
around though, bro. Because the balance is off, right? It's like it is. You can't go into all of it for the human side, right? Mm-hmm. You can't. But it's like just some more. That's all. Right?
Wait, have you ever seen the series they do where they go like the behind the scenes of the Oilers and stuff, and you go through training camp with them? I think they specifically did that so like people can see that side of it, so then they don't have to like talk too much about it during the games and during the season.
Right.
That's how I feel about
nice.
it. Though. Yeah, I forgot what it's called. I think it's called like oil change or something like that. And that was like literally the whole time when they were going through like off season and when they're trading people and when they're doing all that stuff. You're in the general manager's office and you see what they have to talk to about the players and all that stuff. So that was cool. But I don't know. I think
it is tough. It's tough balance.
Yeah,
but I'm all about balance. You know me.
Yeah.
Yin and yang.
All right. So anything else you wanna talk about, plug or anything like
that? Yeah. I'll plug my show.
Yes.
I'll plug my YouTube channel. Ejazz Loves Love.
Ejazz. Is that wait? What was it called before? I swear it was a different name.
I think it was called this when I was here last, but it was called something else in the past. It used to be called Ejazz Adventures. All one word.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
Yeah. Over time, I'll release a lot more content.
Ooh, let's go,
stuff.
dude.
But right now I'm on an absolute, melee content splurge. I guess I never really talked about this, but I actually have like a vision for my YouTube channel that I think is a little like ahead of my time.
Oh.
And I think that I confirmed this kind of theory of mine, or like leaned into it once YouTube added @ for your account. Because if you look, it's youtube.com/@wavyboy.
Yeah.
I think I am viewing it a bit more like a social media page, like an Instagram page. So, for example, I'm putting a lot into my playlists because I expect people to be fans of me in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll come to me to see what, not just like me, not just me as an artist or just me as a Smash player or whatever. They want to come see what I'm up to.
Yeah.
And I'll have different playlists for different avenues of me. And so I'll organize it all eventually later, but the Mr. Game & Watch Chronicles on the right there.
Right.
Sick thumbnail. I changed my thumbnail game up for all that. But that playlist is like a documentation and journey of my like development of Mr. Game & Watch and Melee. So if anybody ever wants to learn Game & Watch, they can consult to this playlist and go through it.
Ejazz loves love. Check out his Mr. Game & Watch content.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Thank you. So I'll plug that. Mostly Smash content right now, though. So
that's sick. I like it.
And I'll plug my Rebirth EP release party, May 11, 2024.
It's set.
Yeah,
That's the date.
it's set. Both y'all invited, obviously.
What's the work between now and then? Like, do you have to just
so much.
a lot? Just to, I have no idea what it takes to have an EP. What does EP stand for again?
Extended play.
Extended play.
Yeah. LP, which is a synonym for album, stands for long play. So like extended is like the implication is that it's the extension of a single.
Oh, I see.
Even though I'm giving my EP big album energy.
Oh, okay.
But I'm still calling it an EP.
What's the party gonna be like? You have it planned or?
Yeah, so the party is going to be it's at this place called Brighton Block. I very fortunately met somebody that works there for the people who own it while I was at North Country Fair Music Festival, which was also an amazing experience. I'll tell you guys about some other time. They own they just what's it called?
Oh, this place looks familiar.
They just restored the building. It's from like 1912.
Yo, this looks like the place Jenny got married. Oh no, there's the one right next to it. There's the Pendennis.
Yeah,
Brighton
next
Block's this
door.
one.
Yeah. So there'll be some performances. I'll do my EP front to back and some others. Cocktails. I will have a bunch of different setups of different old video game consoles that were all important to my upbringing and my life, with 3 to 5 of my favorite games from each console at each station, so people can come like try like actually physically playing these old consoles that you never get to play anymore, but also like cream of the crop games that I pick.
Yeah.
N64.
N64 would be there. Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, and some other goodies. So, and other artists with their paintings up for display as well and for sale.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Sounds like a sick event. Is it invite only?
No, anyone can come.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, so tell your friends.
Let's go. May 11th, guys. We'll update you
guys. Which is also
closer.
my birthday.
Yeah. That's good. Perfect planning.
Yeah.
Are you excited for that?
Yeah, super excited. But we'll think about it. I'll think about it more probably in November or December.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah,
nice.
And shout out to the JAV podcast.
Thank you, sir.
Thank y'all, Viv and Jorge.
For sure, dude. We always love having our friends, whatever content or business or whatever they have, we always like to promote that shit. That's always fun.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate that.
Whatever little we can do. It's a relatively small podcast, so whatever we can do.
Well, hey, like I said, I mean, I was prepped for that interview, not the interview, but that speech with the kids largely because I shared so much with y'all about my time here. So
Nice.
thank you.
We did something, boys. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, thanks guys for tuning in. Check out Ejazz stuff. Ejazz Loves Love on YouTube. I think you can probably find a lot of stuff from
Get
there.
inspired, be a fan.
Yeah.
And
if you want.
yeah. So nice having you. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
All right. See you
both.
guys.
Thanks, you guys. See you.